Hello, hello, hello. It's poppin'. Welcome back to the channel. You smell that in the air? Yeah, football season is back. I know in America you would call this soccer, but the rest of the world call it football. And I wanted to talk about the big leagues in Europe as they're kicking off. Actually, La Liga kicked off last Saturday, but the rest of them kick off this weekend. I want to focus on the two leagues I'll be mainly watching. That'll be the English Premier League, and La Liga. Obviously, I will catch some games here or there of the Bundesliga, Serie A when I can, and maybe even the Liga, but mostly I'll be focusing on La Liga and Prem. So I want to talk a little bit about my thoughts based on all the, you know, statistical modeling, predictions for the season, all that fun stuff, and then also my personal thoughts on how the season's gonna go for a lot of the big teams and who's gonna win the leagues. So yeah, let's dive in. Let's dive in. So I think in the Prem, the biggest thing is there's a lot of change. The Prem used to the last couple of years have been dominated by Pep Guardiola, and before that it was Pep and Jurgen Klopp. But Jurgen Klopp left a couple of years ago. Pep just left, so now it's a new era. In this new era, Arteta is the most stable. Is the old gen of managers who are competing with those guys with Pep and Klopp, but he's left now, so he's stable. But every other big team, all the potential title contenders, they all have new managers, new faces. So you can see there's eight. I think yeah, I think yeah, there's 10 new faces in the Prem, but in the top teams there's like five new faces. Out of the top six that are new managers. Zerbi is sort of new, but he came in a little bit at the end of last year. But yeah, you get what I mean. Um, in La Liga is pretty much business as usual. Is Barcelona, Real Madrid, bolstering their squads, and really no one else should win the league outside of those two. So they have all the star power and all the financial muscle. So La Liga is gonna be a two-horse race per usual. In the Prem, is pretty open this year. Like I said, without Guardiola in there, Arteta is stable. Arteta probably leaning towards the favorites, but it's open. Anybody can put together a good season and let the chips lie where they may. So we'll see how that all goes. Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, I mean, look, the top contenders, right? You have Maresca, who's a former Chelsea manager, and he's gone into Manchester City, and it's a tough job because he's following Pep, right? Pep, the legendary Pep, at Man City, I think 8 league titles or something crazy like that in his time there. Um, well, maybe six, but anyway, six. But yeah, it's a lot of league titles, four in a row, a treble. Like that's irreplaceable, right? So Maresca's a tough act to follow. He is Man City coder, so he has some experience there already, and he left Chelsea to go to Manchester. So, you assume they really want him to succeed, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of loss of talent in that team right now, especially in the midfield. Rodri's gone, Rhinus is gone, a lot of Bernardo Silva's gone, a lot of leadership and experience have left the door, so that City squad. So it's a rebuilding job for Maresca. Javi Alonso's coming in to a talented but young Chelsea squad who have been inconsistent. And I think one thing he's been helping with is so far the recruitment this summer has been better for Chelsea. They've been bringing in more experienced and balanced quality players that should help them. But it's up to him to put it all together. He had Morgan Rogers and Cole Palmer, working together as a tandem and attack, and João Pedro leading the line, and figure out a defensive structure for Chelsea to be successful this season. Andre Ariola has gone into Liverpool. He was a good manager at Bournemouth, plays good, attractive football. I think the Liverpool faithful will take to that, but he has a couple of problems right now. Right now, he's lost a lot of big pieces in that dressing room. Right, Mohamed Salah is gone, and Robertson is gone, and they haven't adequately replaced them yet. And that's Liverpool's working on some signings, but nothing's been, they haven't had a lot of success there. And they also just don't need, attacking replacements. They also need defensive replacement because they let Konate go on a free. They brought in some youngsters like Jacket, but I think they brought in Araujo from Barcelona alone, which could be good for them, but we'll see. De Zerbi, he's been there already since the end of last season, saved Spurs from relegation. He's got a lot of backing in terms of midfield spend. He's brought in Tonali and, um, you know, uh, yeah, Fernandez in there. So yeah, I mean, a lot of spending for Spurs in the midfielder, especially, which is strong. But I think they still need some attacking signings to help it. And Carrick, just carrying on, had a relatively good season for United, get them third place. He had, now, but the challenge now is they have Champions League, and with Champions League, they need more signings, but they haven't bolstered the squad well enough to me, to for him to succeed in both the Premier League and the Champions League, and that's his challenge right now. So, if you look at um, all the stat predictions by the super machines, um, up to supercomputer, FF Scout, those kind of stuff. They have their own, you know, logical decisions based on the previous history of the squads to determine who's winning. Look at the markets; they also have their predictions, and then you look at, you know, um, these pundits and their predictions, and you look at all that, you kind of get to a consensus of who everybody thinks should be winning the leagues. So we'll talk about that. In the Premier League, it looks like is in the projections, all of them are saying, "Hey, it's going to be an Arsenal win, and it's going to be a City of second place," even though City's in the transition phase. So with Arsenal, they're thinking, "Hey, they're going to be around, 79, 80 points, and City going to be 75 points." I have my own personal predictions, and I don't think it's going to go like this per se, but yeah, that's what they're saying, right? And then La Liga is just, you know, it's just the Barca Madrid title race, right? And if you look at, the predictors, the supercomputers out there and stuff like that, they're saying, hey, it's a Barca win, right? And if you look at the pundits, they think Madrid is more favored. I have my thoughts on this, but that's interesting to see the dichotomy of both, right? A lot of fans think that Real Madrid will collapse from evil battle, but the pundits think, hey man, Madrid's gonna get it together and get them there. I think Rodri was a big piece in this title race. I thought if Rodri had gone to Madrid with all the recruitment Madrid have done, with getting Cucurella, Dumfries, Diamande, Bernardo Silva, I think if they had got Rodri, I think Madrid probably wins the league. But I think because Barca got it, even though Barca they haven't replaced their striker, I think Barca is probably gonna edge it in that race, but we'll see. All right. So race for Europe right now is looking like the projections are saying, hey, it's going to be Liverpool, Chelsea, United, Spurs, there. We'll talk about it more in my personal predictions, but I don't think it's going to be quite the order. It's going to be close though. And then in La Liga, it's Madrid, Villarreal, Betis. Looks like those are going to be the ones make sense. Status quo pretty much kept in La Liga. So Golden Boot, I mean, there's a lot of projections, right? It's a lot of, hey, in La Liga, in EPL, looks like Haaland is going to score the most goals, and Mbappe is going to get the most goals. A lot of people are projecting, hey, Isak might have a good season, value pick. And then outside of that, Cole Palmer and Lamine also, have a chance to get some goals and be in that race. But the heavy favorites are going to be Haaland and Mbappe, obviously. I'll talk a little bit about relegation. I mean, for the most part, it looks like the projections analysis are saying, hey, it's going to be the relegation teams pretty much that are coming in. Looks like it's going to go down. So we'll see on that side of the house. One thing in La Liga is like a lot of people think Sevilla is going to be in really bad trouble. They think Sevilla is going to fall off a cliff, which is going to be interesting to see. Sometimes there's always like a prediction about who is going to stay, who's going to fail, but I don't know. Sevilla seems to be they're going to be in trouble with the business they've done and the way they are. But we'll see what happens with them. So a lot of people are looking at Sunderland, Forest. Sunderland, you know, the cold heart predictors are thinking, hey, it's gonna be relegation type stuff battle. But a lot of people are thinking, oh, when you look at humans, they're thinking, hey, they will be okay. Forest is interesting. A lot of the predictors are thinking, oh, Forest will be fine, top 13 finish. But a lot of people are looking at Oliver Glasner and Ona Marinakis and the potential to blow up, and that could cause an issue. And La Liga, yeah, the predictors, the supercomputers are thinking, oh, Barca wins it easy. But a lot of people are thinking, Madrid might take it. And I was like on the fence. I thought Madrid might take it, but that Rodri transfer really switched things up for me. So yeah, based on all that information I took in, and I just made my own personal predictions. Now these are my predictions as it stands with the transfer window still being open. Things can change when the window closes. But for now, I'm thinking in the Premier League, Arsenal being the most stable, without too many changes in the squad and the manager. Most likely the favorites to win the league. They're probably going to win the league. But you never know, if things go really badly, then someone else can capitalize. I think Chelsea, one game a week, with a more balanced squad, can be in that second place. I think if they make a few more signings, maybe 2 or 3 more signings, they could really compete. But right now, I think they could be in the second place. I think Spurs have done enough good work that they have enough to be in the top 4. I do worry about the attack, so we'll see how that goes. United with Europe and multiple games a week, and the squad being as thin as it is, and they haven't adequately replaced all the players they need, especially in midfield and left back. I think they might be in competition for a top 4, but that might be all in the league. City, I think they're precarious right now with the changes, with Pep going, with a lot of their midfield experience leaving, with Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Reinders all going out, and they're needing to replace all of them. If only brought in Anderson, I think, yeah, as it stands right now, they're in trouble. But if they do bring in some signings, maybe that will change for them. I do think Liverpool are also in trouble. They have lost a lot of players, and they haven't adequately replaced them. So they also need to replace those players. And yeah, we'll see where they fall. La Liga is pretty much straightforward at this point. It's a Barca Real Madrid title race, and right now I'm edging towards Barca because of Rodri signing. We'll see if things change, especially if Barca gets a striker in the win before the window closes. That will further cement them as the La Liga winners for me, and also the competitor in the Champions League as well. Other notable mentions. I mean, in Bundesliga, I think it's going to be Bayern again. In Serie A, I think Inter Milan are going to retain it. And in Liga, I think PSG are going to take it again. So yeah, those are the big predictions I have so far. As of this week when the season kicks off. I mean, La Liga already kicked off Saturday, but Premier League kicks off on Friday. Those are my thoughts so far. And at the end of the window, if there are any drastic signings for a lot of the teams in here, I might do an update to this prediction. But yeah, that's where I am right now. Well, thanks for listening to all that I said. Thanks for catching the channel. If you like the video, like, subscribe, and remember, Jesus loves you.